Okay, and here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. If you want to join us again, if you're joining us across Facebook, good evening. Hope that you're well. Please get across to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to BWTM Sports Gaming on our YouTube channel. Smash the notification bell, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube, get across to our Facebook page. We've just hit 1,000 likes on our Facebook page, BWTM Online. Get across there as well. If you're subscribed to both the Facebook page, your liking the Facebook page, and you're also on the BWTM Sport channel, check us out. Also, go across to BWTM Online, where we not only do news, entertainment, current affairs, music. We also have some old boxing videos there with some of the top fighters, from Terence Crawford to Keith Thurman to many different interviews of boxers and fighters, and also some classics there with our interview of Destiny Child's former manager, not once, not twice, but almost 3 times. And it's great stuff for you to look at as well. Loads of stuff on the channel, even an interview with David Hay on there as well. Some classic stuff there with BWTM Online. Okay, let's get down to business. So this evening is going to be one of those unpopular videos I'm going to be doing. It's not a popular one, but then I've never been one to do things to be popular. I do things because of how I feel. And of course, I guess I've been one of those people who've jumped on the, I won't call it a bandwagon, but I've definitely jumped on the whole thing of Jarell Miller getting caught once again with PEDs. But I've also jumped to the defense of Jarell Miller's punishment, people saying he should be banned for life. But yet they didn't ban Povetkin, they didn't ban Luis Ortiz, they didn't ban Canelo, but they want to ban Jarell Miller. And they didn't ban Tyson Fury either. So I want to know why they want to ban Jarell Miller. Yet Povetkin was caught 3 times, was able to go and still earn money in the UK on pay-per-view cards. You've had Canelo, who's clearly been on something, and now he goes and fights Golovkin on a massive pay-per-view super fight, and that's acceptable. But for somehow, Big Baby Miller, when he gets caught, he should get banned indefinitely for life. And I know there's a lot of biasness in the sport of boxing, and I'm not really appealing to people like yourselves, because to some of you people, no matter what a person does, it's never good enough. You know, boxing does attract a crowd, which I just call complete idiots, that will get people banned and want people banned and people gotten rid of and this and that. And they don't really care. But I can assure you, if it were them in the situation and if it was their jobs on the line, they would have a different situation, have a different thought about things altogether. So I just asked for caution. And I've asked for caution before when I've talked about this in boxing. I've asked for caution before. There are many times I've asked for caution in boxing when we go to accusing people of PEDs. I've done it many times. I've asked for it. And I'm not going to stop asking for it, because we're all too quick to accuse people of things without having evidence ourselves, without being in labs ourselves, just taking what people say. And most of the sources, like I said to you before, are coming from media outlets that have been owned or bought by promoters. Okay, so they're selling a certain agenda. Right, I want to go to something here. I want to go and talk about something tonight on the channel, which is Jarell Miller's response. And I read the response, and automatically it flagged something up for me which I wasn't pleased with. So let me just bring this up for you, and you can read between the lines yourself and what your thoughts are on this. So let's get this up for you. So it's Jarell Miller. There we go. And this is his response. He goes, he even moved to call those seeking a suspension fools. Okay, he says, God, Allah, has a plan for us all. So he made it clear to mention God, Allah. Now, I just think that this message is very coded, but then again, that's just me. I never questioned the Creator's plan for my life, said Miller. I will remain strong, confident, and continue moving forward on this difficult journey. One that I'm definitely built for. So maybe people may question his mentality. To my family, team, friends, and fans. So he's making very clear to people that support him. I thank you for your continued love and support through this tough time. I love you guys for genuinely standing beside me. So he's obviously been betrayed by two-faced people, loads of them in boxing. I've seen and heard several individuals calling for me to be banned from boxing. Such fools. I have a lot to say on this. Oh, it must be shit. But that's a conversation I'll revisit another time. So this article is on Boxing News, but I'm just using it because it's his Twitter. Let me go across here. It's more to it than that. I'm just trying to find the rest of the article. If I can find the rest of the article, let me look for the rest of the article. Let me find the rest of the article, because there's more to the article I want to read than that. This is the bit here that made me stop and go, what was that he said? He goes, my fight continues and it's one that I will win. Listen to this. I ain't ever laid down in a fight and I ain't ever gave up on myself. Never been a quitter and never will. Big baby is still here. Go back again and listen to this. My fight continues and it's one that I will win. What fight? Obviously, you are having some battle outside the ring that we're not aware of with either a promoter or a manager, but there's something going on outside the ring you're trying to tell us about is going on, and it's one that I will win. I never laid down in a fight. Why would you mention about laying down in a fight? Nobody asked you about laying down in a fight. So are you talking physically lay down in a fight, take a dive, take less money and be the guy that's going to be the fall guy to make somebody else look good? Or are you being bullied outside of the ring in a situation? And I never gave up on myself. Are these people trying to demoralize you? And if so, why are they trying to demoralize you? Never been a quitter and never will. Big baby's still here. So I was reading between the lines of that. And to me, if you ask my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it all sounds very coded. It all sounds to me as if Big Baby Miller has got a few issues outside the ring that we are not aware of. That he obviously said this shit. And one of the things I've said to you before is that in boxing, people do will use this PD thing to destroy your name. However, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Tommy Morrison, James Toney, Roy Jones Jr., all these great fighters, they've all been done. Sugar Shane Mosley, done for PEDs. All right. So let's remember all those guys as well. I don't hear any of you trying to ban Mike Tyson now. All right. So the double standardness is like, oh, if he's my favorite fighter, he can stay. But if he's not my favorite fighter, you can ban him. This particular situation, Miller, now I just think there's something more to it than meets the eye. Unless he's trying to spin it some other way. But by just reading between the lines and what he's put there tonight, because on Twitter, you can't explain your whole life away. And you certainly wouldn't explain your whole life away to people on Twitter, which are just, for the most part, just a pit from hell. Twitter is, the worst of the worst come out on Twitter. And I think that Twitter should have a better form of identification for each person that comes on Twitter. So if they decide to carry on in a manner which is unscrupulous and disgusting, then their job could go for it. Or if they're not, if they're on benefits, they get revoked from it as well. And it's just not on, unless your account's been hacked. It's just a disgusting behavior for the most part. So I don't know about Miller. I really don't. I really don't know about Miller. And I don't know what to believe anymore. I know that people can. I know about character assassination. I know about. Well, if you've been done once for drugs, you'll always be. Once you cheat, always a cheat. You know. But my thing to you is this: if you've gone out for the night and you've gone out for a drink, you've had one drink too many, and you've got into the fight and you've had a fight, you know, and it was a mistake. You understand? You drank a bit too much, got a bit out of hand, you had a fight, and you went down the station for the night. Does that make you a violent person? If you go and repeat doing it every night, it might be different. Do you understand? But the fact of the matter is this. The fact of the matter is this. I'll come into that moment. The fact of the matter is this. Does that mean now that you are, because you did it once, that means that forever you're an idiot and you can't go out drinking, you can't go out with your mates? Or, you know, people make mistakes in life, but because you make a mistake once, which is called a mistake, you're then nailed for life for it. If that's the case, then a lot of our fighters should be getting nailed. Canelo should be, a lot of people rate Canelo's number one. Well, he should be boxing no more. All right. So if you're going to ban one, ban them all. Okay. One rule fits all, everybody. Simple as that. Fury should be banned too. He's been a professional cheater too. We talked about Fury as well. I did mention Mr. Fury earlier regarding the PED situation and him being taken a 2-year ban, which people conveniently forget when they want to. When they want to, a lot of kiss arsing and arse licking and all the rest of it. But the bottom line is, if a person's done the deed, then they have to do the time, I'm afraid to say, if it's genuine, right? So Fury was banned for 2 years. It is what it is. You don't get a ban unless you did something. Or again, like I said before, I always leave the room of doubt out where a person can be done because they were upsetting political figures. That's another thing. Because Fury at the time, before the ban, he was upsetting a lot of people, saying some things that upset a lot of people in positions of power and authority. And they probably had to show him and his family just who the real power forces are, regardless if you've got a world title or not, or you're the heavyweight champion of the world. And maybe, possibly, I don't know, but certainly the effects of it post ban, that the Furies will not talk anything negative about the press and the media. If you notice, they just talk about boxing and they keep it right there. So lessons have been learned. So I don't know what to think about this whole Miller thing, but I do know one thing for sure. If you're going to have one rule for banning people, then ban them all. But don't pick and choose based on color, based on favoritism, based on country, based on religion. Criminal is a criminal. If the person's got the intent to go out and get themselves bulked up to get that advantage, there's also the advantage they can take to kill you. So if it's guilty, I mean, if it's genuinely guilty, which means you've got evidence to back it up, not paperwork, I want actual genuine evidence. Do you understand? Blood tests and all the rest of it is different. But even the blood tests can be manipulated as well. So again, it's not what people want to hear, but I just think to myself, if I was being unethically questioned of my character, unethically questioned of my honesty and my integrity, I would want to be given a fair crack of the whip. I want to be tried and tested fairly. I wouldn't want my character to be assassinated based on me not getting off a manager, not taking a dive, not falling into line. And we do know that Miller said some things about Joshua, who is the golden boy of heavyweight boxing. We know that. So how many heavyweights do you know in the world today that get a stadium built for them to regain their title? I don't know many in the history of boxing that had a stadium built for them to regain the heavyweight champion of the world. Come on, think about that. Just think about it a second. Did they do that for Mike Tyson? Did they do that for Evander Holyfield? Build a stadium. Come on, for one fight. Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. I think maybe the Thriller Manila, quite possibly. Good evening. Possibly a Thriller Manila. I don't know. Let's hear what GB Boxing's got to say. White and Miller both got popped after slandering Joshua and exposed UCAD and their dodgy ways. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying. That people, watch that, because Joseph Parker said the same thing, but Parker backed out on it. I was really harsh on Miller initially. Then I thought carefully about something Shannon Briggs and Paul Manji said. Many of your favourite guys are on it. Even GB Boxing. Yeah, I said it. And I've been saying this for a long time, that we need to be careful when we're saying about this person getting banned and that person getting banned. Your fight might be on it too. The best one can do is to try and make it a level playing field. Either ban it all or legalize it all. I've been saying this since the years of Prince, or when David Price fought Tony Thompson, the first fight. I said it when I was in Grenada, that either legalize it or ban a whole lot of it. And I think personally you should legalize it, because it's banned now and people are still using it. So yeah, level playing field. So those are my thoughts on that. I'm not too keen on this very quickly. I've said it years ago that people will start using PEDs and a lot more people get caught in PEDs. Yes, I believe there's a lot of people that use it in boxing, and I believe some of the top fighters are using it in boxing, but the governing bodies are paying them, are being paid off a certain amount of money to just push it to one side. There are ways that the top fighters can get away with it, because they can afford to get away with it, because they've got the money to pay for it, whether it be lawyers or people that know the system or inside the system that probably do the test themselves. So that's what I see. When you've got promoters having referees and judges attending, being paid for by the promoter, and the promoter is actually saying, yeah, I invited him to a meal. Yeah, I invited him here. Yeah, I invited him there. Of course, you just know that's just going to be an area where there's a conflict of interest. When I first heard Malanaji on Briggs say, or Briggs say it, I thought they were lunatics. But after seeing what Marquez did to try to level up to Manny Pacquiao, now I'm thinking, there we go. There we go. Consider all things, and also consider the fact that some of these people that are being considered PEDs could well be innocent. And I can tell you now, firsthand, that there are. I find it fascinating when years ago, where the whole gossiping thing happened with a fake interview. We all know who set that up. How these people came out on Twitter and started attacking me, a whole load of them. Didn't know them. I even saw the face of the people that came in the room at the time and did it. Because I know what they were about. I know where they came from. And they, what they try to do only made me stronger. It made me stronger. It came back even better, maybe put in more work in. But the bottom line is this: people will do what they can in positions of power, and ways they show their power is sometimes not only they destroy your career. When people come out and say, oh, his career is over, what would be the benefit of somebody telling you your career is over, yet you are promoting fighters that have been on PEDs before, and you're promoting a guy at the moment who has been caught for PEDs and he's on a pay-per-view card? Is that hypocritical or what? Is that hypocritical or what? Maybe he didn't come back and sign with you. That's why you're peed off about the whole thing. Boxing is a niche sport. It's an open playing field for corruption. I don't think it will ever change, to be honest. I know a lot of guys are mainly using diuretics because they are killing themselves to get down to low weights and fight, because they know they don't have the skills to compete. That's very true. In the weight class that is near to their walk around rate. Yeah, it's true. Totally agree with you there. So that's where it is. It might not be a popular opinion. My channel's not about being popular. It's about making people think and making people consider other alternatives, and not just reading off a script. So it is what it is. Thank you all for, as always, subscribe, like, share the video. And of course, now we have on BWTM, we're doing some more expanding to the channel. So we are asking people to come forward, sending you CVs. We're going to be expanding the network. So please send in your CVs and let us know your availability and what you can do and how you feel you can take the channel to the next level. Right, this is BWTM and we are out. Have a really great week. Take care.